own more fragrances than most department stores, but out of the 1,837 fragrances within my collection, I use these 9 fragrances the most. First is the fragrance that you might not expect, and this is Office for Men from Fragrance One. Yes, it smells great, but what I primarily use this fragrance for is nighttime and on undergarments. This fragrance is good at being fresh, clean, and inoffensive, so for those reasons, this one gets sprayed a ton. Next up from Louis Vuitton, we have Imagination. You could probably use your imagination to figure out why this one's on the list. But no, it's not that reason. Similar to Office for Men, this fragrance really just does a lot of things well. You get good performance on this fragrance, it smells clean, inviting, and it also has this uplifting feel. When I'm thinking about what quote-unquote cologne should and could be, this is kind of where your mind should go. This is also another fresh out of the shower fragrance that's good for those warmer days, especially the ones we get here in Texas. Overall, it's clean, it's soapy and masculine, and when it comes to fragrances, what more do you really need? Well, I'll tell you what else you need, and that's diversity within your collection. And Jadou from Mind Games does just that. This fragrance is pomegranate, it's suede, and it also has this deep, rich feel to it, but it also has this tanginess that you don't get in most fragrances. Now, Jadou comes off as a pretty fruity fragrance, but there's also some floral nuances here that will not be for everyone. It does also come at a higher price point, so if you're looking for something that does not break the bank, you could also try Commodity Juice. And anytime I spray this one on, I feel like Meek Mills, because I got the juice. I got the juice. But maybe fruity floral isn't your thing. Well, in that case, this is Dior Sauvage Elixir. I'm not sure there's much I need to say about this fragrance that hasn't already been said on the World Wide Web, but if you're looking for results in a fragrance, then you should be rocking this. That's exactly why I come back to this one over and over again. Now, unlike most people, when it comes to fragrances, I wear what I want, when I want, where I want. Honestly, I'm not sure if there was an elixir before this, but when it comes to elixir fragrances, this is what I think about the most. Now look, as the temperatures begin to dip, this is a fragrance that I will not get enough of. So therefore, I'm just letting you know in advance, if you catch me out here in these streets, this might be a scent that I'm rocking. But moving on, we got Mentor from the House of Mind Games. Now let me tell you, this is a fragrance that should be in your collection. Now, I'm about to hit the road and I just wondering why I didn't spray this one. Because, well, I'm wearing one of my other most used. Oh my goodness, this is so good. Now, the House of Mind Games gets a ton of hate, and I'm not a fragrance snob to that level. What I will tell you is that I like good smelling scents and fragrances that get good reactions, and this one does just that. Now, this one is said to be based on the note of oud and amber, but there's also this fruitiness that comes across this fragrance, and also warm and seductive. Now, some other star players within this fragrance are going to be plum, there's some caramel, there's also some coffee here, so it has that gourmand thing down packed. Now, despite the seductive nature of this fragrance, this one is a little bit more sophisticated than you might imagine. Now, yes, it is a newer fragrance in my collection. This is a 2024 release. Do I regret wearing it so much? No. Next up is a fragrance that I've grown to love since first spray, and the name for this one is quite fitting. This one is from Louis Vuitton, and this one is Louis Vuitton Lovers. Now, a lot of people tend to hate on this scent. I won't say hate. Hate's a strong word. They tend to dislike this scent, but what I'll tell you is I love it. And what they talk about with this scent happens to be the note of pickles. Oh, at least they say it smells like pickles. Now, I don't detect pickles in this fragrance, but luckily for me, if I did, I tend to like pickles. Now, when I think about this fragrance, this is one of those scents that just tend to draw the line. Now, I know most people will say that there's no gender in fragrance, which is true. Notes are neither masculine or feminine, but some fragrances smell like they should be worn by a lady. And this one here does not. This fragrance here smells like it's a masculine scent. It's woody, it's bright. This scent here also has a bit spice and a little bit of kick to it that just says, get up, go out there and get something done. Lovers just pops off of the skin, the way that light just pops off of this bottle. So if you're looking to add something within your collection that has a little bit of oomph to it, but it's still relatively easy to wear, this is a scent that you should get your nose on because I'm rocking it a lot. This next fragrance is from Maison Crivelli, and this one is Hibiscus Mahajai. Just look at the bottle. Yeah, there is a dent in this thing that is so big. Like, I use this fragrance a lot. In fact, fact, I've been actively trying not to wear it as much because I just wear it all the time, and I don't want to have to purchase another bottle because it's a rarity for me to do so, and I think it's going to have to get done with this one. This fragrance here just smells really, really nice, but this one is unlike Lovers. This one is more floral and softer, but there's enough spice here. It does lean to some people a little bit more feminine, but to me, I say don't hate the fragrance, hate the game. I've personally put a lot of my guy friends onto this scent, and they have picked this one up. They're wearing it. They're getting all the compliments, all the love that you would expect to get with a fragrance like this. Now, what I also like about this fragrance is it's niche, it's unique, but the price point of this fragrance isn't too far off than some of the designer releases that are out there today when you look at the bigger bottles. This scent here has performance that is out of this world. Compliment factor extremely high. This fragrances last all day and night. Which is really a good thing in this world of fragrances that you can't get a couple hours out of. This scent here does everything you would want it to do. Now, I will say, for some men out there, this one's going to be a little too feminine for you, right? I would urge you to try this one even if it's not within your comfort zone, because once you get this one a few wearings and you begin to see how it performs and see what the reactions are, this is a scent that you might come back to and learn to love. It's like music on the radio, right? Like, you don't really like it the first time. It's like, who's this guy? The next time you're spending $2,000 to go to the concert. That's what this one is. Next up, we got Unwashed Purpose 50. Well, sorta. This bottle is actually Unwashed Purpose because Purpose 50 is packed up. Immediately after filming this video, I'm hopping in an Uber, hopping on a plane, and flying over to Jersey, and that fragrance is in the bag ready to go. Someone asked me the other day, hey Buck, is that your signature scent? That's how much I've been rocking this scent. There has not been one time in the history of rocking Purpose 50 that someone hasn't said, you smell great. I've given samples of this fragrance to people at work, to people I know, and even my barber. Yes, I still have a barber. Don't look at me like that. Purpose 50 is woody, it's warm, it's spicy, and it's truly a masterclass on how to get a fragrance that really transcends across a ton of age groups. It's also one of those scents that work well in the heat as well as in that cooler weather, and it's unique enough to not smell like something that they can pick up on a regular day. And that is one of the reasons that it makes you stand out. You know, sometimes you wear fragrances for you, and other times you wear fragrances for the experience, and this is one of those fragrances that you can really balance them both because you're going to feel really good about it, and people around you are also going to feel good that you got this one on. Now, I can't guarantee you that people are going to chase you down and tell you smell great. Maybe they will, maybe they won't, but they're definitely thinking it. And this next one should really come at no surprise because we've gone through multiple bottles of this scent, and this one comes from Kilian. This one is Kilian's Angel Share. Now, not Angel Share Parody or Angel Share on Ice or on the Rocks, whatever the name of it is. I need to pick it up, but the original Angel Share. This fragrance is boozy, it's cinnamon, it's warm, it's seductive, it's sensual. This fragrance is mind-blowing, crowd-pleasing, long-lasting, everything you want in a fragrance, this one does. The only downside, it's not super versatile. This fragrance is going to be best suited for that cooler weather, so think fall, winter, date nights, Netflix and chill / Netflix and thrill type of thing. This is what this fragrance is best suited for. But honestly, when you think about Kilian fragrances, he really tends to stay in that vein, and that's where they really shine. If you know anything about me or my fragrance recommendations, then you know that this is a scent that gets a lot of love and shine for good reason. I think if you were kind of making a top 10 list of Kilian fragrances that really get the job done, for me, this one's like between 1 and 2, between this and Black Phantom, depending on the situation. So that's what I got for you, man. These are 9 fragrances that I go to a lot, and for various reasons, but these happen to be the most worn fragrances within my rotation at the moment. These are fragrances that I have to stop myself from wearing and actively seek out to wear something else. That way I don't, create this chamber effect of scents that I can't stop wearing. But essentially, that's what I did. Now, just because I wear these the most doesn't necessarily mean they're the best. If you're looking for those, click here.